meeting today hopefully will not be very long. I know that that is really disappointing to you, and I'm sorry in advance, but that's the way it's going to be. Mostly today's meeting is so. Oh, Alex, you're here too. So to excuse me, so people have an opportunity to ask questions about the final project, and I invited more people to come, but we'll do the best we can. How was your guys' weekend? Are you guys going to be terribly hurt if I eat some of my Indian food while we're talking? Okay, good. Because if you were, I would be devastated, but I would not stop eating. Sorry. Not really. How were your guys' weekends?
They were good. I gotta go hike Angel's Landing for the first time, so that was fun.
Nice.
Lucky, I wish I could.
That is, I admire you for doing that, but it absolutely terrifies me.
Yeah,
Standing on
like
the top of a kitchen chair is horrifying for me.
How did
it
you
was
get a
interesting.
permit? Is my question.
Uh, so my friend found a link for like a lottery to enter in to get one, and so we both entered, and so she didn't get it, but I got it for our group of friends, and so we decided to go on Saturday.
That's nice. Was it a good trip then?
Oh, for sure, it was quite the eventful day. So
Excellent. Very good. Glad everybody made it back safely. Very nice. Um, this is the last week that we're going to be meeting together, and I also wanted to. I don't know how to do it, but there is supposed to be a link somewhere where you can assess the class as well. Again, I don't know what that link is. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I'll try to find it. I'll try to send it to people. But it
Should
is
just be in Canvas.
yeah,
Canvas.
Canvas.
Okay.
Yeah, Canvas keeps notifying us to like fill out surveys for each of our classes.
Okay. If you can do that, I would really appreciate it. And whoever is watching this video after we meet, filling out that survey is really good. Um, or it can be good, I should say. I have noticed that almost without fail, the students that show up and are committed to doing their work are always have positive things to say about a course. It doesn't matter which course it is. And the students that don't really want to do the work and are kind of annoyed that they have to do homework um, really end up disliking the class. And so, if you know, for example, like math and physics, a lot of the times, if a student doesn't avail themselves of the TA's help and things like that, they try to tell the school that they've done a really bad job hiring that idiot who taught the physics or math class. And it's, I think it's a good example that life is kind of like a sewer. What you get out of it depends somewhat on what you put into it. For a really nasty simile. But if you guys do that, I would appreciate it if one of you, if you could find that link. I've been looking for it. If you can find it and let me know how to find it, I would really appreciate that. Um, I've gotten a couple questions about this final project for people to do, and I am more than anything else, I am not concerned about people being expert artists. I am more concerned about people applying themselves and trying. And you guys know the tools of artistic critique. You understand critical thinking and what this project is an opportunity to apply the tools of critical thinking that you've learned, as well as use your native creativity to see if you can generate something that that Mali Empire needed to have but didn't. So, whatever that new thing looks like. And the time requirement on it is just that people take it seriously enough to really try as well as they can. Excuse me. I haven't coughed all day until just now. I would like to know how you guys are doing on your projects, the PowerPoint and everything else, and if you have questions for me regarding those things. I have been grading. My goal for this class is to get everything that's been turned in by tomorrow night or Thursday. I'll grade it, and then do the same thing for this weekend, so we can go into the finals week, everything graded. And I will tell you a secret: the final is essentially going to be just some reflection questions for everybody. That I don't, unless you guys really insist on it, I don't think I really want to do a quiz. Do you guys insist on having a quiz? Oh, so Alex, you're saying absolutely you have to have a quiz? Is that what you're?
No
that's what
way!
we're
I
doing?
never said that. You didn't hear that.
Well, okay, Alex, if you insist, I guess I'll have to, but I didn't want to. No, I do want to hear what people are thinking about the class and what they've learned. Do you think the semester has been valuable for you in this course?
I'd say it has been. It's been. I found this class to be really interesting as it's completely different from all my other classes that I'm taking. So just some good skills learned here.
And hopefully different in a good way. Good. How about you, Alex? Is it better than you expected? Is it really unusual? My dad, I should just say, my dad, my little brother thought he was a composer. And so he would play these tunes that he'd make up on the piano. And my dad's response, he would always steeple his fingers and say, well, that was very interesting, because he didn't want to hurt his feelings. So, putting you on the spot, Alex, what did you think about this semester?
You know, I like the class. I really wish my other art class was like this because it's very difficult, but I really like this class.
All right, good. Do you feel that the workload was appropriate for what it was?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Okay. Because most the universities, the standard rule of thumb is 3 hours of work per credit hour per week. And that's, since we don't have a lot of in-class stuff because it's all online. And it's interesting to me that I see a direct correlation between the amount of time people spend in the class and how they feel about the success of their own projects. I think that that's interesting, and I don't think it's coincidental. So, can you guys both tell me a little bit about your projects, your research project, as well as your final art project?
I like. I've just been researching because I wanted to like. Obviously, I play soccer, so I'm like, I'm gonna make a soccer ball, like of how they would have made it back then. So like, I've been researching like different like what kind of sports if they had any back then or activities they had, and just kind of liking it to that, having that same mentality, I guess.
Cool. I think that that's a really good idea, and it is difficult putting yourself in the mind space of somebody else, and that's where those tools of critical thinking come into play. And I really appreciate that. I'd like to hear more. Hopefully, we are going to meet on next Tuesday. If you guys can make it, if you're not, that's fine. But that will be something that will be an extra credit class, and it'll be fun to hear how you guys feel about your success on the project. How about you, Alex? What are you working on?
I am currently working on trying to figure out how to make my own clay to sculpt my idea. So that's kind of a fun process.
Well, there are online. You can find salt clay, which is basically it's a flour dough with a lot of extra salt in it. Or you can also find recipes for paper mache clay that's really is relatively easy to make. Either of those are pretty good and pretty cheap. Um, the paper mache clay is essentially going to be really finely shredded paper that's soaked in water until you get a rather thick paste, and then you add flour and glue to it. And I found several recipes. If you need some help finding a recipe, just let me know. Reach out to me, and I will see what I can do and send you something. But I found both of those just on YouTube, and the difference in recipes is you kind of have to watch through the video and see if their result matches what you hope to achieve, and then if it does, then that's the recipe you want to use, definitely. But yeah, I don't I don't think you'll how can I say this? I think that you will find exactly what you need, but sometimes you have to be a little creative in the keywords that you use for your searching because not everybody spells the same way. So just be mindful of that, Alex, as you go forward. But and Brianna, as you do your soccer ball or whatever it is that whatever sport you implement that you make, um, you're you don't have to make it so that it's practically usable. You just have to make it so that it looks like it should be, you know, and then you can describe how it's supposed to be used. Like if you're going to be making a soccer ball, but it has to be made out of woven vines and things like that, I don't expect you to weave it, but you could cover it with clay and texture the clay so that it looks woven and paint it and and then describe it, and that would be really good. That'd be very cool. How about your PowerPoints and your bibliographies? How did those work for you?
Worked pretty good for me.
Excellent. Were you able to get the PowerPoint recorded successfully? I did do I did grade a few of them. I don't remember if I graded your guys's. I did have one student that was having a heck of a time. Nothing that they tried with PowerPoint was working. So he ended up setting up a Teams call and recording the Teams call to nobody, and he just went through his PowerPoint as if it was a Teams call to the whole class. And it worked out. I mean, it worked out really well. And that's one thing I admire about um, you guys going to university today is when you put your mind to it and it doesn't work right, you keep chiseling at it until it does work. And I really appreciate that. That is so much nicer than when somebody just throws up their hand and say I give up. So thank you very much for continuing to do that. All right. Do you have any more questions for me? Or okay, what we're going to be doing for the final is I will send out the Monday, first day of the final. I will send out the questions to everybody, and they're going to be three reflection questions. And then um, Tuesday, whoever shows up to the meeting, will you can ask questions about that, and I'll answer whatever questions. And I would like everybody to do their best to get everything turned in by next Friday at midnight. Not this coming Friday, which is the what is that? The 9th, something like that, but the following Friday. All right, which I believe is the 16th. If anybody does need more time, let me know. There have been a couple people that have gone to the accommodations office because they need to, and I am perfectly happy to do whatever I need to so that you have the best possible chances of success. All right. All right. Well, that is all I have today. If you guys don't have any other questions or anything, then happy trails and have the most fun finals week of your entire life. I know Alex was telling me earlier, Brianna, how much he loves finals, and he just wishes that finals week was 2 weeks long because it's so much fun for him.
I wait for the full semester.
I know.
Well,
I'm already
and
taking my
Alex,
final early.
Brianna was telling me that she just has dreams about finals, and other kids, other people at university hope for Christmas, and Brianna waits all year for fall finals week. She thinks it is the awesomest in the world. So I just admire you too. You're the greatest. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you Tuesday if you can make it. But again, if you have any
All right.
questions, email me. Several people already have, and I'm happy to answer questions. So you guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, we'll see you guys.
See ya.
Yeah.